Mina Loveberry is the only Star vs. the Forces of Evil antagonist that truly became an antagonist during the show's final season and wasn't really defeated by the end of the finale either, to be honest. And when I use the term defeat, I say that in a sense where something/multiple events occur involving said antagonist that no longer makes them a threat to the main protagonist, or protagonists. Two different examples of this are Ludo being on his own and connecting more with his siblings and not going after the Butterfly family wand anymore just from natural character development. And then there's someone like Toffee, whose star basically blasted out of existence as a consequence for his actions. But as for Mina, the magic was not only destroyed so the Solarian battle armor would become ineffective, but the spirit form of Queen Solaria herself refused to help Mina from the Dark Magic Unicorn and continued to help the other queens in destroying the magic, knowing the Solarian warriors would be no more. All of this, and Mina still had the same mindset she's had this whole time, and that's because of her extreme dedication to the original cause of Queen Solaria. Before meeting Queen Solaria, Mina seemed to have a pretty depressing life and didn't look too happy with herself. She was an old rag saleswoman in a peasant village, and business didn't seem to be very good either, as everyone kept passing on by the stand, not giving her the time of day. Soon after, a monster came to the village with quote-unquote dangerous intent, and Queen Solaria showed up onto the scene and made him go away. Solaria attempted to recruit other people from this village to be her loyal warriors for the goal to vanquish all monsters from Muni. All the villagers decided against joining Solaria except for Mina. She began to become inspired by Solaria's actions, thinking it was really cool how Solaria is acting more like a general soldier than a queen. Solaria began to give Mina more hope, saying that she doesn't even care if Mina's not strong or anything, she just wants someone as passionate as her to join her cause. This moment, as far as I'm concerned, was one of the best days of Mina's life. The Queen of Muni was telling this peasant rag saleswoman she could become the strongest warrior Muni has ever seen. For the first time in her life, Mina felt like she had a purpose and an actual goal to strive for. This is where her intense dedication to the monster eradication cause began. She carried on Solaria's will ever since that day, even after Solaria died, serving every other queen of Muni since then, with the exception of Eclipsa, of course, but Eclipsa wasn't really queen for that long to begin with before being crystallized. Although it was very hard for Mina to do anything in terms of true change for a while, she continued to serve Muni and the humans as best she could while still getting rid of monsters on the side. Eclipsa becoming queen again, though, was what really set her over the deep end, because Eclipsa wanted humans and monsters to be equal. The nerve of her! How dare she want humans and monsters to be equal? That bastard. That, combined with Moon not trusting Eclipsa either and being a master at queen magic, was able to help Mina create Solarian warrior battle armor that was indestructible and could only be stopped by destroying all of magic. Mina's dedication to Solaria and her cause was so strong that even Moon, who created the new generation Solarian army, wasn't able to undo the spell. It didn't matter that Moon created them because they were still loyal to Solaria, especially Mina more than the rest. It just didn't matter. And like I said, even after all the magic had been destroyed and Solaria herself gave up the cause to eradicate all monsters, Mina still stuck to her ideals until the very end. The symbolism with her final words before walking off into the distance was great also, saying how they can get rid of her, but it doesn't matter because she has good ideas and they can linger around like a bad fart. Implying that even if she's killed or dies, it won't matter because she'll continue to expand her influence to others as much as she can. Hell, it already worked on Manfred's dumbass. As for the symbolism, the whole thing about quote-unquote good ideas lingering around can be applied to certain things in the real world as well, like cult leaders or something like racism. It's not nearly as bad as it was years and years ago, but it still very much exists, just like how monsters may still be discriminated against by some humans, even though the majority will be happy that they're on equal terms with each other. It's a pretty tough life lesson, to be honest, because the real world really is filled with cruddy nutjobs. But I digress. It's a shame that we didn't really get to see more of what led up to Mina's extreme dedication to her beliefs, though, like seeing what happened after she joined the Solarian army. She's a cool character, but felt somewhat rushed as an antagonist during season 4, and wasn't really revealed to be much of a threat until almost halfway through the season. Before, she was just known as an anti-monster human warrior who had a few screws loose. It would have been cool if they showed at the very least a montage of her time with Solaria before she died, or something just to get a better idea of where Mina was coming from. We really didn't get a whole lot about her past. How did she live for all these hundreds of years, too, without being crystallized? She kept her youthful look, too. As far as I'm concerned, this question has yet to be answered, and it probably will never be answered. It just feels like Mina was kind of bare bones as an antagonist because there was a lot of untapped potential with her past that just wasn't tackled at all, even in Star's spellbook. That just about does it for this video, though. Sadly, not too much to talk about again, since Mina's dedication to her cause wasn't really explored that much. Sorry if I'm sounding redundant a bit, but it's just really unfortunate that this show's over and her character concluded the way it did. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Mina in general, though, if you respect the dedication that she had for all these years, or if you just think she's cuckoo. I'd love to know your thoughts. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.